Right everyone, WeaponCollector here. Right, this is going to be a video showing you how to sharpen a sword. So this one has a beveled edge on it already, but it's not fully sharp yet. So I'm going to show you how I sharpen a sword. It's a very basic way, no power tools involved, and you should be able to do it at home, and I'll show you now. So what I use are these diamond grit sharpeners. They're four-sided. The blue side is the roughest side, working round to the red, I think, which is the finest. And that is how I get the initial edge on my swords. And then afterwards you can go on to a sharpening stone that would be a bit finer than the diamond edge, and then you can strop them if you want. So, depending on what you're using, you may need to wear safety protection gloves and stuff like that, because you are sharpening a blade. I won't need gloves for this, I doubt, because I'm only sharpening one edge. You only really need, well, it depends. If I don't feel safe, I'll put some gloves on, but because I'm doing a single edge, I'm always just pushing away from myself and my fingers are always behind the blade. If you're doing a double-edged blade, your fingers will essentially be touching the sharpened edge to push it through. Also, it depends on the size of the blade and stuff like that. It doesn't have to, you know, this will work with knives as well. So basically, this is what you do. You can see the angle of the bevel. You can either run along the edge of that until they touch, or you can go a little bit more acute, or whatever it would be. But basically you just need the edges to touch. So I'll do one side for a bit, and then I'll go on to the other side. Try to keep the same angle for the whole entire time you're pushing it through. And then feel it. Some of these bits they're already touching already. And then when they are touching, you can then go to the next level of grit. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but can you see the actual edge that I'm sharpening there? It's just on the edge. Right, I'm on to the final grit here, and the edge of this is touching nicely and it feels pretty sharp. I'm not going to be getting this up to sort of razor sharp because I don't really need a sword that sharp, but this will cut lovely. And what I will do is I'll do a bit of bottle cutting just to show you how sharp it is. But yeah, not quite finished yet, but it's getting there. Doesn't take long, depending on how blunt your sword is. This one pretty much just needed the bevels to be touching. Which they are now. There's basically a little secondary bevel right on the edge now that creates a sharp edge. So I'll go on to a whetstone in a bit. But yeah, that's perfectly decently sharp now. Probably fine for bottle cutting. But I'll go a little bit further on the whetstone just to show you that being used. Now the whetstone pretty much works exactly the same way the other one does. How I use it anyway. And this does work. Some people might say, oh, I wouldn't do it like that, but it works. Just want to be a bit more careful. And I'll just take that even finer. It's very sharp now, actually, very sharp. You want to just be sort of sliding it along the stone, like from here to here, as you go from side to side, if that makes sense. That's easier said than done. But, you know, I can do it better with my right hand than my left hand. I've got a fucking decent edge on that. So, what I'll do now is just to demonstrate the edge of this, I'm going to do a bit of bottle cutting. Right, I'll do a little bit of bottle cutting with the sword I've just sharpened. That's that, cut pretty well. Yeah, it's been a while.